Hey, what's up? This is DC Productions here, and I'm going to be making a series of tutorials, beginner through pro, to help you guys learn and get a lot better at FL Studio, how I did through the years, and hopefully get you where I am now. So, yeah, let's get started. So, if you clicked on this video, that means you're a beginner, and I'm going to be teaching you. If you're not, by the time you're watching this, maybe there's more videos that's like intermediate or like pro or wherever you think you are. Go ahead and click on that video. But this one right here is for beginners. So, yep. So this is FL Studio. Mine is FL Studio 10, and yeah, I have the full thing. If you're watching this, you might have the demo or whatnot. But yeah, that's okay. So first on my list, I'm going to be talking about the tempo. Now, it depends on what you're going to be making, but whenever you start off on FL Studio, whatever you have it preference to, mine's at 140. That's where it's going to be. 140 is more of a, well, if you're looking to make like electro dubstep, 140 is like a good tempo, but it's kind of where you want it to be around. And how you can listen to it to make sure if you want it, you can click on this metronome button right here. Right here. It's going to be different on yours because you can move these around, which kind of gets annoying sometimes, but yeah. But it's this button right here with the little wand or whatever by it, the metronome. And yeah, hit play. So yeah, that is a tempo of 140. Um, for you guys who like to make rap beats, it depends. 140 is actually good for trap beats, like a Lex Luger, Waka Flocka type beat. But like if you want like an Eminem type beat, it might be around 90. If you want old school beat, 85, 80. You know. So yeah, it just depends on where you want it. I usually go around 90 to 100 if I'm gonna make a rap beat. But if I'm gonna make like a a beat like dun na 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 dun na 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 na, like that kind of beat, it's gonna be around 40. Dun 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 dun. You don't want it to be right here and be like dun 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 dun. You want the full dun na 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 na. I feel so stupid singing that. But yeah. So next on my list is the pattern versus the song, and that is right here. When you're gonna use it, well, if you're making a beat, well, actually yours isn't gonna look like this if unless you haven't changed it already. You can change it by hitting File, New with Template. I usually go with empty because I like my stuff. But yours is probably gonna be um, look like this. You're gonna have this. You can just click out that. I never use that. And yeah, it'll also change the tempo for you. So 130, you guys might have 130. I don't really know, so it's not that big of a deal. Just change it. Just scroll, click on it, scroll. So yeah. So um, yeah. That's how it's gonna look. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, pattern versus song. So the pattern is where you're gonna make your beat, like the. I don't know what you're looking to make, but if you want something simple like that, or just so yeah, you can do that, and that is in your pattern. If you hit song, you're not going to be able to listen to it. I'll turn off the metronome for now. But yeah, in the song you won't be able to listen to that, and that's because right here, your playlist, where you're gonna hit this button a lot, you're gonna hit it without even thinking about it. You're gonna get so used to it. Just yeah, you click on it, but you're like, oh no, where did it go? You can click on your step sequencer, and you guys are pretty much just gonna remember what to hit. I never hit this one though, piano roll. I only go like that, but I'll teach you about that later. So yeah, in the song you don't hear it, cause this is right here, this board right here. Well, you're just probably gonna look like this, and I'll teach you how to get this in just a second. But this board right here, this is where your whole song is gonna be constructed. You know, it's not gonna be in the pattern unless you make a whole song in there, which is more difficult. But yeah, so your whole song's gonna be in here. So off the bat, I'm just gonna tell you how to get this. You hit Options, General Settings, click on that. Go down here, enable like legacy pattern blocks. If you click that, it'll do that. When you click on it, it's gonna give you this little message. I don't know if you have like a newer FL Studio. I don't really keep up with the news about it, but it says that it's not gonna have it in the future versions of FL Studio, which I don't really get because it comes in handy. But yeah, go ahead and just click OK if you're using FL Studio 10 like me, and you'll get this. And it's very handy because all you have to do is click right here. You don't have to click and then click again, because if you click on something else on accident and click, it won't play that. So yeah, I don't really like it. I use it a lot though, so it's kind of hypocritical. But yeah, so in your pattern, you can either use the tracks or the pattern slots. For rap beats, I use pattern slots. For electro beats, I use these ones, track. And that's because there's a lot you can do with like this, and then you can do that. It just kind of differs up the sound and stuff like that. But yeah, so I use this. And now I'm going to talk about the paintbrush right here and the drawing pencil. The drawing pencil, if you click and drag, it'll drag it. But if you want a lot of it, you're going to use the paintbrush. You just click and drag, you can do that. Just hit delete if you want to get rid of it. You can do that, and it makes life a lot easier. Select button, it's like pretty much when you're using paint, you just select it and then go back to your pencil and drag it. But it's a lot easier if you hold down control. Even in piano roll, you can get this and then just let go of control. But yeah, that's a lot easier. So I tend to do that. Let's see what else. Okay. Okay. So yeah, now that you're on here, this is your song where I was telling you everything would be constructed. So see, here, I'll get rid of that. See, this is pattern 1 right here that I was showing you earlier in the pattern. Yeah, pattern 1 is on here. You can even rename it to whatever you want, like drums or something like that, or like drums 1 or something like that, and you'll get it. And then when you play your song, there you go, you got your drums 1. But if you play pattern 2, you don't have anything in pattern 2, so it's not going to play anything unless you want it to be like an intro, something like that, whatever you want, the main melody, whatever, it's up to you. So yeah, to get rid of it, just right click on it, click delete. Okay, if you don't want to delete it, don't delete it. If you do, delete it. Alright, next. Okay, you might be thinking, how do I get things in? Wow, that's what she said. You might be thinking, like, how do you drag things into here? Well, it's actually pretty easy. If you don't have this, it'll look like this on your screen. And go ahead and click on this bar right here. It's called the plugin picker or browser. And if you click on it, you get this. I have some other stuff that you don't, like MRDC beads or my sound kits that I make. Oh yeah, Um, Now, how do you drag things in? Go ahead and click on packs is what you're going to want to use for drums. And I wouldn't use anything else other than drums in this kit because they don't really have any other good stuff. Yeah, that's pretty good for if you're making like a trap beat, you know. I'm sure you've heard that in like a Waka Flocka song. Um, you got your clap, you can do that. At a tempo of 140, you're gonna want your listen to the tempo. I'll play that, keep on playing that for you. Um, yes, it plays on every fourth step. So yeah, you should know that. And whenever you want to clap, it depends if you're around 100 or like 80 to 100 or 70 to 100, something like that. You're gonna want it to be on every first red. You're gonna want it, and then yeah. But if you're doing like a 140 song, you're gonna want it to be every middle black. Just think it's the middle one. It'll go. It's basically the same thing, just at different tempos. Um, to make a good drum beat, you want um, your hats to play. Whatever you want, like you can right click on it, hit 2. I use a snare more than I use a clap. So legacy hip hop has a lot of good stuff you can use. They probably better hats than I'm using, like that. Whoa. Yeah, and then kicks. I like kick 6 in this pack. So like. And so yeah, whatever you want and how you do it, I didn't tell you before, but you just click, drag it. Hopefully you know by now. You drag it in the open slot if you want a new one, but if you want to get rid of another one, drag over it and click. Sometimes it comes in handy. Sometimes you accidentally put it over something you didn't mean to put it on. It kind of sucks, but you just go back into here and you look for it. So yeah. So that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Now, how you can get more in-depth making beats, you right-click it, send a piano roll. You can do this with any instrument you want. All you do is right-click it, hit piano roll. So, yeah, now you're here, and it's going to play the exact same thing. It just looks a little bit funky. To get out of here, just hit X, and you'll get right back where you were. Now you see these little green dots on the side of here. That's determining if it's gonna play or not. So I can have this playing, but I'm like, well, I want to hear the kick and the clap more. So I'm just gonna get rid of that. It's not gonna permanently delete it, but it'll mute it for a little bit. So just click on that, it'll go black, and you only get that. Now, if you only want your kick. Now, if you have too much stuff in here and you don't want to, be clicking every single one just to hear your kick, you can right-click the green block and hit solo. You'll get that. Now, like I was saying before, it's easier if you hold down Control and drag. That's an easy way to drag. Otherwise, you're just gonna get that. Paintbrush and pencil do the same thing. Paintbrush, you hold it down, it draws lines, like so, like that. You're probably not gonna want that because that sounds god awful. But pencil, click one at a time. If you drag it, drags it. Control, drag over it, delete. Alright, you have this. Now, you want to add a little bit more to it. Maybe add like a little variation to it. it's up to you. You can have it keep on going on here, but I like it where it's like dum instead of da da. So yeah, something like that. Now you're probably wondering what this is down here. This is how hard it's being hit. So if you want, that's obviously being hit a lot harder than this one. It's like for a bigger example here. See how that one's high and that one's low? So yeah, that is how you do it. Yeah, and you just click to do it. But if you want everyone to be even, let's say you have it like that and you're like, oh, I don't want to click everyone and make sure it's even. All you can do is you can right click, hold it down, and just drag over all the blocks, and you can have them even. Or if you want, you can have them going up or some going down, whatever you want, even. To add a little bit more to it, I'll put these velocity blocks down. Oh, if you hold control and go over it, these will turn red, these will turn red. You can't mess with anything else other than these. So, how to get rid of that? Just what I do is I just hit a right click. Now you might be thinking, what does this do? It's kind of like an eraser. Actually, I think it has a picture of an eraser. No, it doesn't. But yeah, you just right click, get rid of it, put it back. Now this whole thing is set up. It's kind of set up like a timeline that you'd see, like it's going along, and it's almost like if you turn your screen sideways, it's like a piano going down. So yeah, however long it's being held is how long it'll play. That's not a very good example, but you'll see with bass or something like that. Yeah, so you got, there you go, you got a basic little beat. Yep. So, let's see, next what I'll talk about is, you'll see them, they are in wave format, and because it says buy it up here, look right here, it says hip hat 2.wave, and this is a wave file, and it looks like what you see up here. That's what it looks like in the format. You can click on it and you can see it right here. I'll go into this later because this is pretty important. Actually, very important. Yeah. And a big thing about beat making is it's kind of how you want it, and there's no process to it. It's kind of just how you want to make a beat, There isn't a formula to beat making. It's just how you want to do it. So, you can look at my ways to it, like how I do it, or you can do a variation of it. You don't have to do it like I do it. I'm just, teaching you the basics. So, yeah. Next, you want an instrument. Go ahead and find one that you like. Maybe this. You see this format. It looks a little bit different. I would not use these, and yeah, I wouldn't use these. I just don't like to use wave format for my melody or whatever. So you can use maybe later on. I don't really feel like doing it right now, but maybe in a couple of episodes, well, I might do it. I'll put my sound kit pack, and you can see I have some pretty good stuff that I've gathered during my years of beat making, and this is only just a little bit of it, too loud. So I'll just do if you're someone who's very organized, you might want to go down to time markers, hit add one, type in like chorus, enter, whoops, and then time markers, maybe like verse 1, and then go ahead and just drag that over to your first verse. Yeah, this will be your chorus part, and then after it's over, maybe all you want for your verse is your drums and rim. So, something that you need to know with making beats, it's all about being even. Unless you don't want it to be even or want it to sound crappy, then make it sound crappy. But, you're going to want it to be broken into fours, halves, six, something even. Because, like, if you have 3 and then just nothingness. So it'll kind of sound a little bit off without having, whatever. So it's broken into that. So as you can see, my melody, this goes from 1 to 2. I'm going to switch the pattern real quick. It goes from 1 to 2. And then this goes from 2 to 3. It goes like that. And you're going to want it to end on like a 5 or even like a 9. You're going to want it to end on something like that. Like uneven numbers, but that's like the start of the uneven. So does that make any sense? Like, say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you want it to end on a 5, so it's not going to be odd. I think you guys kind of get what I mean. If you don't, write in the comment. I'll write back to you because I'm always checking comments. So yeah, go ahead and play your song. Something like that. You're just gonna want to add variations to it, and you can play a chorus again, whatever you want. And so yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. So you have your chorus, your verse, another chorus right here, and another verse right here. And so yeah, I hope you guys left learning something. If you didn't, you don't have to drop a dislike. You don't gotta do that. Just write in the comments section like, this didn't help me, and explain why. Don't just write this didn't help me, because I want to know like how I can be a better teacher for you guys. So yeah, just give me some feedback. If you liked it, drop a like. Tell me why you liked it. And yeah, so that's gonna be the end of this tutorial. Like I said before, I hope you guys learned something from it. This is DC Productions, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.